Welcome to another One Shot Monday. Today it is a Kuroo ex-listener fanfiction written by me, Ginger Lee, titled How Could You? Wyan's POV. I'm Wyan Sakusa. I've just returned to my motherland, Japan, from studying abroad. I've been studying abroad for a year or so and haven't been back in a while. But my studies has just ended there, giving me a chance to return. And at the moment, I'm on the phone with Miss Kuroo, telling her the gate number I was at before excitedly waiting for her arrival at the airport. And soon enough, she did arrive, bringing me not to my home, nor to theirs, but to a gym, in order to surprise my boyfriend. On the way there, I picked up a beautiful arrangement of flowers and his favorite snacks before I made my way into the facility, with the happiest smile spread across my face, excitedly finding the gym that he was in. When I finally found it, I thought for a second before deciding to wait till halftime break before entering. Waiting around, I heard the announcement for the halftime break as I soon walked into the court. Walking straight over to him as he sat on the bench drinking some water and wiping away the sweat from his forehead when I patted his shoulder, before covering his eyes and saying playfully, "Guess who?" He didn't say a word as I felt him physically tense up, before peeling my hands away, looking over his shoulder to see me. But for some reason, he seemed surprised, not happy, but just surprised. Scared even, maybe? As he looked back to the front, as if trying to hide something from me, but I shook it off as paranoia. "Hey, Wyan, when did you get here?" he said, stumbling upon his words, while I walked in front of him to look him in the eyes before answering. "Well, I just arrived and I wanted to surprise you." He only nodded and showed me off, telling me I should go home and rest. But I didn't know why I didn't give him the gifts, so I thought to myself, I'll just stay till the end of the game and give him it then. I'm not tired anyway, so I can stay a little longer. When the game ended, with the Nekoma team winning against their opponent Fukurodani, but to my surprise, when I walked back in onto the court, ready to give him his gifts, I was met by the dreadful sight of Tetsuro hugging another person. He looked at them so lovingly, as if they were his whole world. That person, she had perfect blonde hair and blue emerald eyes, not to mention their perfect skin. Seeing this, I took a step back, dropping everything in my hands as they crashed onto the floor with a light crashing sound echoing across the court. Yaku-senpai, Kenma-kun, and the Fukurodani team noticed the sound before looking over at me, some shocked and some looking at me in pity as my face turned to shock, soon lowering my head down, letting my bangs cover my face, while I held my fists tightly on my sides, gritting my teeth, trying to stop the tears threatening to flow down my cheeks. I looked back, my eyes still covered by the shadows of my bangs. to see her sitting on his lap, flirting with him, as if I wasn't even there. Watching this scene unfold, I stuttered out, How? 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 How could you? How could you, Tetsuro? And as I said the last part, I couldn't hold myself back any longer and yelled it out before bending down and picking up the once beautiful bouquet and throwing it directly at him, wanting to hit him, wanting to hit them, when he protected the girl, making me even more disappointed and mad. He glared at me, but I didn't care. Taking the beaded bracelet he made me to remember him by back then when I left, still on my wrist, as I pulled it harshly, breaking the strings that were keeping it together, causing the beads to fly everywhere. As I soon let go of the string, it falling to the ground as well. Before I gave him and his team one final glance, putting on the best smile I could, as tears still poured down my face, my eyes red. Trying to hold the smile, I said, I guess this is the end. Goodbye, Tetsuro. Bowing as if thanking him and his team, thanking them as well for introducing me to him. Before running off, hoping he would chase after me to apologize, but I guess I was hoping for too much. Pulling my luggage, I ran, not caring what his mother was trying to tell me, trying to run away from the problem, trying to run home. I ran straight home to my parents' house, running across roads and through streets till I reached my home. It was just a road across from where I stood, looking at it. I couldn't help it anymore, but I still put on a brave face. Taking a deep breath, I walked across it slowly when suddenly a loud sound came from my side. Looking over, I saw a car. Looking at it, it was no use running. It was too late. It was too late. I thought, soon getting hit. As now, not only the pain I felt from the betrayal I just had, but now also the pain of the car colliding with my weak body. Before I hit the rocky road, pain jolting through my body as I felt the blood drain from my body as I laid there in a pool of my own metal-scented liquid. When I looked to my side, seeing a blurry image run out into the house I grew up in, and now, which my brother was running out of. He sat there with me in my last moments on the filthy road. Even though he hated it, he tried to save me, even if it goes beyond his boundaries. When I said, putting a hand onto his face, my eyes blurring even worse with my dying breath, It's okay, Omi. Everything's going to be okay. Just go back inside. The road is... And with that, not even finishing my sentence, my world faded to black, and the last thing I saw was my brother. The last thing I felt being his warm hands on top of mine, cupping his face for the very last time, while I heard the faint yells and cries of him and the people around us when it suddenly ended. Okay, I know this is kind of a sad one. I didn't know what I was writing. I just thought it'd be fun to do angst. But I honestly had to record this at least 2 times because I couldn't bring myself to finish reading it, even though I wrote it myself. But besides that, I hope you are all okay. And bye, my little creamers. I'll see you on Wednesday and Friday. And I'm thinking of posting on Sunday as well. Please give me your advice on the comments. Should I or shouldn't I post on Sunday?